Hey everyone, I'm here to read you your story for this week. This is actually our last week of e learning. So instead of having 5 days, we're going to have four. So on Thursday, that'll be our last day, kind of like when we have our last day of school, but it will be our last day of e learning. So here's our story for this week, Half Chicken, and I'm going to read it to you guys before you have some questions to answer. It takes a minute for the pages to turn. I'm going to try to zoom in as much as I can so I can see the words clearly. They look a little tiny on my screen. Have you ever seen a weather vane? Oh, and we've talked about that before in science. Do you know why there is a little rooster on one end spinning around to let us know which way the wind is blowing? Well, I'll tell you. It's an old story that my grandmother once told me, and before that, her grandmother told it to her. It goes like this. A long time ago, on a Mexican ranch, a mother hen was sitting on her eggs. One by one, the baby chicks began to hatch, leaving their empty shells behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 chicks had hatched, but the last egg still had not cracked open. The hen did not know what to do. The chicks were running here and there, and she could not chase after them because she was still sitting on the last egg. So I'm going to keep stopping just a little bit, and talking about important parts in the story, which you should probably pay attention to because maybe having to do with the questions that you have after this. So we already have a problem at the very beginning of this story, and it's that the mama chicken has her little baby chicks right here. They're yellow down here that have just hatched. They're running loose while she's waiting for her last egg to hatch. So that is the problem. All her chicks are running loose while she's waiting on the last egg to hatch. Finally, there was a tiny sound. The baby chick was pecking at its egg from the inside. The hen quickly helped it break open the shell, and at last the 13th chick came out into the world. Yet this was no ordinary chick. He had only one wing, only one leg, only one eye, and only half as many feathers as the other chicks. It was not long before everyone at the ranch knew this very special chick had been born. The ducks told the turkeys told the pigeons told the swallows, a certain kind of bird, and the swallows flew over the fields, spreading the news to the cows grazing peacefully with their calves, the fierce bulls, and the swift horses. So everybody's heard about this strange looking half chick or half chicken being born. Soon the hen was surrounded by animals who wanted to see the strange chick. So all of these ranch animals, they all gather around because they want to see the strange-looking chicken. Because I'm sure if you guys had heard from someone about a chicken that only has one eye and one wing and one foot and not a lot of feathers, you probably want to look at it too, just curious. One of the ducks said, "But he only has one wing." And one of the turkeys added, "Why, he's only half a chicken." From then on, everyone called him Half Chicken, and Half Chicken, finding himself at the center of attention, became very vain. So, vain is an important word that you will get asked about, and that means that you like all of the attention on you. So, because this Half Chicken ended up getting all this attention, he kind of became selfish and thought everything was about him. Everyone wanted to see him and all that. One day he overheard the swallows, who traveled a great deal, talking about him. Not even the court of Viceroy in Mexico City is there anyone so unique. Then Half Chicken decided it was time for him to leave the ranch. Early one morning he said his farewells, announcing, "Goodbye, goodbye, I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of Viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity hopping on his only foot. So he's going to this place in Mexico City named Viceroy. Half Chicken had not walked very far when he found a stream whose waters were blocked by some branches. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Would you please move these branches that are blocking my way?" asked the stream. Half Chicken moved the branches aside, but when the stream suggested that he stay a while and take a swim, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of Viceroy." And hip hop, off he went. hippity hopping along on his only foot. So they have another problem. So because these branches were blocking the stream, Half Chicken moved them. A little while later, Half Chicken found a small fire burning between some rocks. The fire was almost out. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Please fan me a little with your wing, for I am about to go out," asked the fire. Half Chicken fanned the fire with his wing, and it blazed up again. And when the fire suggested that he stay a while and warm up, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of Viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity hopping on his only foot. After he had walked a little farther, Half Chicken found the wind tangled in some bushes. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Would you please untangle me so that I can go on my way?" asked the wind. Half Chicken untangled the branches, but when the wind suggested that he stay and play, and offered to help him fly here and there like a dry leaf, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of Viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity hopping along on his only foot. At last he reached Mexico City. Half Chicken crossed the enormous great plaza. He passed the stalls laden with meat, fish, vegetables, fruit, cheese, and honey. He passed the Parian, the market where all kinds of beautiful goods were sold. Finally, he reached the gate of the Viceroy's palace. So there he is at this palace, this fancy place in Mexico City called Viceroy in this story. "Good afternoon," said Half Chicken to the guards in fancy uniforms who stood in front of the palace. "I've come to see the Viceroy." One of the guards began to laugh. The other one said, "You better go in around the back and through the kitchen." So Half Chicken went hip hop around the palace and to the kitchen door. So they wanted him to go through the kitchen. They kind of laughed at him. The cook who saw him said, "What luck! This chicken is just what I need to make a soup for the Viceroy. I can barely see. For the Viceroy." And he threw Half Chicken into the kettle of water that was sitting on the fire. When Half Chicken felt how hot the water was, he said, "Oh, fire, help me. Please don't burn me." The fire answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you. Ask the water to jump on me and put me out." Then Half Chicken asked the water, "Oh, water, help me. Please jump on the fire and put him out so that he won't burn me." And the water answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you." And he jumped on the fire and put him out. When the cook returned, he saw that the water had spilled on the fire and the fire was out. The chicken had been more trouble than he's worth. Or this chicken has been more trouble than he's worth, exclaimed the cook. "Besides, one of the ladies in waiting just told me that the Viceroy doesn't want any soup. She wants to eat nothing but a salad." And he picked Half Chicken up by his only leg and flung him out the window. So the cook right here is just tossing Half Chicken out the window. When Half Chicken was tumbling through the air, he called out, "Oh, wind, please help me." And the wind answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you." And the wind blew fiercely. He lifted Half Chicken higher and higher until the little rooster landed on one of the towers of the palace. From there, you can see everything you want. Half Chicken with no danger of ending up in the cooking pot. And from that day on, weathercocks have stood on their only leg, seeing everything that happens below and pointing whichever way their friend, the wind, blows. So, like the wind vane. And that is the end of this story. So I tried to stop and talk a little bit about some important parts because you're going to have some questions to answer on your Google form. You'll have 5 questions. And then normally it would be Friday, but Thursday's our last day. So on Thursday, you'll have 10 questions to answer. Um, I will probably still play this video on Friday, and then you will have 5 questions that I've stopped and talked about, and the other 5 that you can listen to the story to figure out what the answer is. Tomorrow, I will do another day for reading to talk a little bit about cause and effect and use some different examples for you to do so you can get some practice. So I will be back on here tomorrow, and sorry for this last minute, I want to say photo bomb, but video bomb of my cat. So, but I'll be back tomorrow. So, goodbye.